This is the second part of Chapter 4 review. It's simplifying radicals and multiplying and adding and subtracting complex numbers and dividing. So here we go. 9 times 2. The reason I do that, that's a perfect square. That's a perfect square. So it becomes 3 x to the third rad 2. Multiply these two. There's really two ways you can do this. You can simplify it first, but we always put everything together. So you get 20 x to the ninth, and then pull it back apart. 4 times 5 x to the eighth times x to the first. So those two are perfect squares, so you get 2 x to the fourth rad 5x. This should be fairly familiar because we did it not that long ago. So this is 9. Make that 4 times 3, so that becomes 18 rad 3 and 5 rad 3. We can add like radicals, so that's 23 rad 3. Yeah. All right. So there we go on that. 21. We're going to multiply. We're really going to distribute that. So rad 6 times rad. Now we can multiply unlike radicals. So that's radical 60 plus radical 12. And I want to simplify these as much as I can. So that's 4 times 15, and that's 4 times 3. So that's 2 rad 15 plus 2 rad 3. And that's all I can do. I cannot put a rad 15 and a rad 3 together. So that's simplified. Multiply. We're going to FOIL this. So remember, you're going to multiply radicals with radicals, real numbers with real numbers. So this is going to become 4 rad 9. Now I know that that's 3, so you could write that as 4 times 3 right off the bat if you wanted. Radical 3 times 3 rad 5, or negative 3 rad 5, is negative 3 rad 15. That's positive 8 rad 15. And then that's negative 6 rad 25. Again, radical 25 is 5. And these two together, these are both rad 15s, so that's positive 5 rad 15, because negative 3 plus 8 is positive 5. So it looks like I have 12. I could have put these two together, I guess. 12 and negative 30 gives me negative 18 plus 5 rad 15. Okay, when we divide, remember when we're dividing, we cannot have a radical in the denominator. So the way to get rid of this whole expression, we multiply by its conjugate, which is just the opposite sign in the middle. And what happens when you FOIL the bottom here, you should get the middle terms to fall out. So I'm just going to write everything here. So I'm going to FOIL the top. 4 times 3, 12. 4 times rad 2, 4 rad 2. 3 times rad 3 times 3 is 3 rad 3. And rad 3 times rad 2 is rad 6. Alright, 3 times 3 is 9. Then I get positive 3 rad 2 and negative 3 rad 2. There's those opposites that cross out. And then negative rad 4, which really is just 2, or minus 2. So really the top cannot be simplified. Alright, so technically I need to rewrite all of that. So that's up top, and then on the bottom, again, like I said, this is 9. These two cancel out. 9 minus 2, rad 4 is 2, so 9 minus 2 is 7. And that's it. Okay, number 24. When you subtract, you have to distribute this negative sign to everything in there. So 3 plus 2i plus 5 minus 7i. So I can put i's with i's and regular numbers with regular numbers, so I get 8 minus 5i. Alright, 25 is just foiling a complex number, so you get 15 plus 21i plus 10i plus, this is where most people screw up, it's 14i squared. And I squared, now I can put these two together, that's 31i. Okay, and then this is 14 times, remember, I squared equals -1. Okay, so that's the key there to remember that, because now I have -14 plus 15 is just 1. So I get 1 plus 31i. Okay, and then another division, again, I is radical -1. It's like having an I in the bottom is just like having a radical in the bottom, and we can't have that. So we don't equal. We're going to multiply by its conjugate, and it will get rid of the I on the bottom. So again, I'm going to FOIL the top, 15 minus 21i plus 10i minus 14i squared. Okay, don't forget that squared part. And then 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times -7, -35i. 7i times 5 is positive 35i. Again, that middle term is falling out there. That's what we want. Negative, right in there, -49i squared. 7i times -7i is -49i squared. So I can put these two together. These two cancel out. Just kind of thinking about what I'm going to do next. So 15 minus 11i minus 14 times -1 on top. In the bottom I have 25 minus 49 times -1. So if you think about this, this is subtract a negative. So this is really 25 plus 49. So that's 74. And then here I have 15 minus 11i, and again I have this double negative, so that's like plus 14. So 14 plus 15 is 29 minus 11i over 74 is our final answer there. So just look over, I know I went a little quick there, but I'm really just foiling the top, foiling the bottom. Make sure that you deal with your I squareds by plugging in -1 and going from there.